Today's shocking case involves a child who was arrested at his T-Mobile workplace for sex with a mom. This scandalous arrest reveals a disturbing abuse of trust and a deeply troubling crime. Stay tuned as we unravel the details of this outrageous case.
I had went to her house, and because she was telling me that she was getting abused by her father, I had went there to try to help her. That's what I had did. Kind of open up, and he had opened it up, and in the back there was a rifle.
Inspector J, over and out.
It all started on May 31st, 2022, when Bernalillo County Sheriff Detectives Catherine Harris and Justin caught David Antonio Rios for soliciting a 12-year-old girl on Snapchat.
And just to make sure, do you guys have identification? I know you guys have your lovely vest, but making sure. Okay, awesome. I'm good. I appreciate it. So just to let you know, we do see that he's here working. We want to comply with, as much as possible, but we also want to be respectful of the employee and try to be discreet about it. Okay. So we were trying to figure out which way can we escort rather than the main entrance, right? So we do have an emergency.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Either way, he's going to be right up there because his car's parked there, and we have to deal with that.
With the car.
Yeah, and him at the same time. So unfortunately,
Oh.
I understand and I
Gotcha.
appreciate that. What's up, bud? Mr. Rios?
Yes,
You have a warrant for your arrest, Mr. Rios.
I did?
Yes, sir.
What is
I'll
it?
explain it to you
That's
once
just
we
my
get-
phone.
Once we get outside, I'll explain it to you, okay?
Use your car, obviously. Okay. You know which one it is?
Yes, gotcha. Anything else in your pockets?
No, sir.
Wallet or anything?
You have it, right? It's right there on my phone.
Okay.
Everything that you have is on the phone. Go ahead and go outside for a minute.
Sure.
All right? Is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine for my work.
So you keep it, you go home with it every time?
I do.
Okay, then you keep it in your property.
The HR woman's pathetic attempt to sugarcoat everything and instruct the police on how to handle the arrest was downright laughable.
No.
Okay. So, could you give me kind of some backstory to
Sure.
answer your question?
I will.
Sure.
Yes.
That's fine.
I'm just kind of curious
Sure.
what you think and what your opinion
Well,
is.
yeah. I
So,
mean, if you could give me some answer, I'm sure I'll be able to answer it for you.
Sure. Okay. So the charges that we're gonna be arresting you on today are child solicitation by electronic communication device, meeting a child in person, talking to them over the phone, enticement of a child, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Do any of those
Like
ring a
who?
bell?
No. What is? I don't understand. Like, I'm not too fond of like words like that. What does that mean? Like, what do the charges mean?
No, so this one, child solicitation means that that you had potentially talked to somebody with your phone in a sexual manner, and that person was a child.
No, I don't have any.
If you don't recall.
I don't.
The arrest warrant followed David's shocking misconduct with minors. Using Snapchat's quick ad, he violated users by sending messages and invites. David's sleazy actions landed him in serious trouble, making it clear just how deep he was in it.
There's this one girl that I was talking to, and I had went to her house, and because she was telling me that she was getting abused by her father, I had went there to try to help her. That's what I had did. She was in my car. Nothing had happened physically at all. I was just telling her, hey, you need to get help. You need to, if your father's being abusive to you, you need to get help. Because I'm that guy, I find things at the bottom of my heart. I just thought, hey, what if I was my sister? You know what I mean? Getting abused. That's just not how I was raised, and that's just not how I do things. That's just not the kind of guy I am. And I was telling her, hey, you need to get in contact with the police. And then she's like, well, I gotta go. And I said, okay. So then we turned the car around, parked it right there, and there was a car behind me, and their lights had turned on. So I was like, well, who's that? And she's like, that's my dad. And I'm like, well, shoot. She's like, well, just keep driving. And I was like, okay. So I just started driving, and he was like right on my tail. So I just kept going down the road, and then I had stopped fully, let her out of the car. She got in her car, and I just went home. And after that, the next day, I came to work, and I came to work, and same spot, and then security calls and tells me, well, David, there was a guy outside, and no, my coach came to me, and he's like, hey, David, there was a guy outside at your work, and it looks like your car got into an accident. So I had went outside, right, and I was like, okay. Yeah, he was right behind my Charger, my truck. He was in a white truck, right? And he had opened up he is like, well, let me grab you my insurance. So then it was like one of those old trucks, like an F-150, and he had the front door, and then the back door would like kind of open up. Mm-hmm. And he had opened it up, and in the back there was a rifle. And he was like, this is what and that's all I remember is he's like, this is what, and then he started to reach for it, and I just screamed and ran into the building. My security guard had walked away just like right here, and my car's right there, and I was like screaming, he's got a gun. So he was attempting to reach for it, and I didn't look back. I fell on the floor and I ran inside, and I just started screaming, there's a guy out there with a gun. And then this place went on lockdown, and then the police came, and I filed a report and all of that stuff, and then that was it, right? Like, I thought, hey, I don't know if it was that girl's dad or who it was. I've never seen that guy in my whole entire life.
Under New Mexico law, child abuse not resulting in death or serious bodily harm is classified as a third-degree felony, and repeat offenses are a second-degree felony. So, if David was telling the truth, he should have called the police for help instead of meeting her in person.
So why don't you start from the beginning for me? So you had mentioned like this girl. How did you guys meet?
On the social media, on Snapchat. I don't remember how it worked. Like I didn't even talk to this girl for like more than a week at all. Like it was like that short of a time period.
Right.
And she was just like saying like, hey, I was getting abused and all of these things, and I just thought to myself like, being the nice guy that I am, I was like, I need help. And that's what I did. I went over there and tried to help her. She had jumped. She was like, my parents are asleep. Can you come over here and talk to me? And I was like, I guess, because I'm just that nice guy. Like I just have the kindness in my heart. Like that's just the kind of guy I am.
But so, whoever added who, and then what happened after that? Did one of you message each other, or how?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really remember. It's been a long time,
okay,
since like February or January. I think it was February, to be honest. But yeah, that's what had happened.
What was that initial? Was there a conversation? Was it just?
See, that's what I don't remember. It was like a week. Like it was like within. I don't even think it was a week. I think it was like within like 3 days. Like I don't even remember. I don't. I had blocked her, and I don't know if she did the same for me, but I don't have anything on there no more. And once you block somebody, like all their stuff, like I don't even remember her username, to be honest, at this point. Like I don't have any of that anymore, 100%.
Do you remember her name?
I don't. I'm my brother that passed away. I know for sure, 100% it was Snapchat.
Just through Snapchat?
I believe so.
Communication?
I believe so. I don't remember. I may have texted her, but our main focus was on Snapchat, like a lot of.
Okay, so maybe.
I may have.
Would you perchance have her phone number saved in your phone?
I don't have like names saved like as contacts, but it could be.
You could potentially like
maybe if she had like a name, like if you provided a name, like maybe I could search it and it'll pull up because like you can search like contact. Yeah, sure.
Okay. That would be part of when we do the phone extraction on it. We would get that. So,
sure.
And just so we're clear, David,
yeah,
like
fine.
This is your story, and I know what I know,
that's fine.
and it's up to you to basically fill in those gaps.
No, that's fine.
You know what I mean? Because I only know what I know right now, what's on this paper, right? And I need your half to finish telling her story.
David claimed he barely talked to the girl and nothing happened, but on the other hand, her father tried to beat him again with a belt at the concert. His brother was locked in the toilet while David ran to get security. The father's aggressive reaction suggests he had good reason to believe a crime had occurred.
Said you may have texted. Was there anything else that could have been exchanged between you two, like maybe photographs or anything like that?
I don't believe so.
Like voice messages, photographs, text messages.
I don't believe so. Like I said, I don't remember. Like if you were to like pull like like if she still has her conversation, then I'd be like, oh yeah, that's like what happened. But like I don't remember. I don't have those on there. I deleted it. Like I blocked. Like I just did. That's all I did. I blocked, and I just haven't seen anything. The last time I had seen that guy was back on that concert. I've never heard of anything after that. Like nothing.
Just be real.
Yeah, I will. Sure. No, I will. No, I know.
Did this conversation ever turn flirtatious? Like, what was the nature of this conversation?
Like I had said, it was for her being abused.
Sure. But over the course of maybe a week, 2 weeks that you spoke with her, approximately, did it ever turn flirtatious? Did it ever turn sexual?
I don't
just keep in
remember.
mind, like, part of when we do these interviews, like, we have Snapchat. A lot of people think like you can conduct stuff on Snapchat and it's going to disappear potentially. That's not always the case.
Sure.
So when we do stuff with Snapchat, we just kind of want to verify with you. Like, could those conversations ever get sexual?
I don't remember.
Could they have?
It could have, but I don't remember. Like I said, it's just been a while. Correct. She said I have to meet you when my dad is asleep because, or else you, if I went outside.
Did she have any physical bruises like that?
I didn't see. She was covered up. So.
Did you ever think to maybe talk to the police about what is being reported to you about the abuse?
I didn't, but when we had that police report the next day, it was literally the next day, I had went and reported that, and it's all in the police statement.
You said you had an email, right?
I had an email for what is it? What is it?
For filing the police report?
No, it wasn't for one. Oh, restraining order.
A restraining.
Okay.
I have an email for that,
But in terms of...
and I had put all of that in there, all of the information.
Were you saying that you were trying to make a police statement? Or say that one more time?
No. I filed 2 police statements for this gentleman.
David's lies did nothing to help him. When the police show up with a warrant, it means they've gathered enough evidence to convince a judge that the suspect was likely involved in the crime they were investigating.
And I know you mentioned it's possible that these conversations got flirtatious. They got... And just to clarify, at any point did you ever send images to her or she to you?
I remember that I think that she had sent. I never sent anything inappropriate. I didn't. I remember she had sent me a picture, once. Where she was like in, like it wasn't even like, I guess you could just like say like shorts. I wouldn't even call it underwear. Like she was just in shorts, and I think that was like the most inappropriate thing that was there, like as far as picture went.
So she was clothed?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, and it was just like I think like a sports bra, I would say, and like shorts. Like that was it.
Did you ask for that picture?
No, I never asked for it.
Did you
She had said, I was like, hey, could I like see some pictures of you, just like as of you as a person? And that's what she had sent.
I mean, I'll definitely look into
Sure.
that. Do you remember the guy's name?
Well, they had said that that gentleman had came up here, to here with like multiple names. Like he had listed multiple names. He didn't give, but they did say that they strictly remember one place.
And when you said that you went to her house, where did you initially start from?
What do you mean start from?
Like, so when you said you got the message from her, right? She told you, hey, my parents are asleep, come to my house. She said that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you when you got that
Oh, I was
message?
at my house.
Okay, and then where
Like, where's
did
my
she
house
live?
located?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, in Rio Rancho.
And then, what is your Snapchat name? And you said you didn't remember hers.
I don't.
And you wouldn't remember like a phone number, or
Nothing.
you just remember her address, maybe potentially where she lives in the South Valley.
Right there in the South Valley. It was like I said, my mom has it in a text message. Like she has the screenshot of the actual address, like on Google Maps.
And what was your about what time was that? Do you remember?
Like
Did you
at night?
remember? Yeah.
Oh, for that day?
The day, yeah.
It was at night. It was like I would say like 9 o'clock.
In 2016, Governor Susana Martinez legalized consent for teens 14 to 18. But sexting by those under 13 can still lead to severe charges, including a 9-year prison sentence. And David mentioned that he didn't entice the girl. She committed the crime by her own will. But that wasn't the case, as he was still not being honest with the detective.
So then your intention when you did go down there, you consult her about how much time did you spend?
Not even that long. Not even that long. I would
If
say
you
like
had to
max
put,
like
like, a time.
like 30 minutes max. Like not even long. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's so weird. Like I've never met this girl my whole entire life. Ever. I've talked to her for like I would say, I don't even know if it was a week. I'll just like say it was a week. Like right around there. 3 to like 7 days, right around there. And then yeah, I just went to her house that day. It like all happened so quick. Like I was there, right away. 30 minutes, like I said, nothing long at all. Like,
So when she told you that she was 14, was that concerning to you?
it was concerning because I was like, why is she being abused at any age? I mean, 14, like I'm the kind of guy, like it doesn't matter what age it is. Like if you're getting abused, you need help. I know it doesn't look great, like if that's what you're wanting to ask. Like I know it doesn't do great, but in my heart, I knew, it's just the kind of guy I am.
And I'm not asking
Sure.
you from a judgmental standpoint. I
Sure,
wanna
no,
know,
I know.
I'm
I know.
asking you from like what was your thought process while you were doing that? As in like I'm just trying to understand. Like I'm just trying to, that's a lot going on. Like you said, there's
Sure.
a lot. So I'm just trying to make sure that I understand.
No, I'm just that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get emotional, but my brother had passed away, and just seeing all that, just seeing him in the hospital and everything like that, I've had a lot of deaths in my family, and just seeing all that, and just thinking, this girl can end up dead, and, if they abuse, I've seen some people where, on the shows or on anything, where they get abused and they end up, killing themselves and stuff.
I'm sorry that you had to deal with that with your brother.
And I had watched him take his last breath, and I thought, I never want nobody to experience this.
Okay, so here we have timestamps of when
Okay.
messages were sent. So this one,
What does that now mean?
that is just initials. So sent you 6 pictures of herself. These appear to be selfies, facial selfies of just her face. And then to which some of them include
I don't remember the family ones. I just remember the selfies and stuff like that.
and that could be potentially from like what you said, like sometimes it automatically saves. And then at this time, so at 2 o'clock in the morning on January 23rd, you send to her, it won't be till 9:30, 10.
That's so right around what I had said. 9:30. So yeah.
When you were
9:30.
gonna go to her house.
Most criminals run their mouths more when guilty, adding details to make their story seem real, just like David did. But detectives played it smart, making him talk himself straight into jail.
But she had sent you a picture saying, "Warning, if you kiss my neck, I'm not responsible for what happens next."
Wow, I don't even remember that. I do know that address, though. That's the address. Yeah.
Do you think that message from her, how does that influence your decision to go meet her at her house?
It's horrible.
Can you explain what do you mean?
it's not good to you know, and to be honest with you, it wasn't right to go over there. I'm gonna be honest, it was not right to go over there, especially the age difference. You're right.
Well, but help us understand. To
Sure.
you, what does that mean? Because like to different people, that message
Can come
mean
off,
different
yeah,
things.
it can come
so
off like
in that moment when
like
you did
like
that,
sexual,
okay,
like that's what it can come off.
and in that message, so it said like I'm not responsible for what happens next. Like what is gonna happen?
Like in her
after that.
viewpoint, because she's
Sure,
the one that had sent
sure,
that.
Sure.
I didn't send that.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe she was thinking. I mean, I don't know what next can be. I get it. Like you said, it's right there. That was not my intention.
We're not excusing anybody pointing guns at you or nothing like that. Like that's, we don't condone anything like that. But we had to kind of address the action of going to be with her. And again, we appreciate you at least leveling up with us.
Sure. No, and I'll be honest. I mean, you guys asked me the questions. I'll be as honest as I can be.
And you have been.
Sure.
Do you have questions for us?
I don't. I'm just. I don't. I'm just so lost for words. Like I said, you ask any one of my. You go in there and you ask anybody about me, and I'm the nicest, friendliest person you can meet. My family, my friends, like anybody, everybody you've ever met, never would say I never had a mean thing in my body. I've never been against anyone. Like it's just not who I am.
And I think that sometimes we make
When cops say, help us understand, that means they already know the truth, and anything you say just digs you deeper. That's exactly what happened to this creepy predator.
Just to kind of go off of that, I did serve local process on your Snapchat, so I have messages from December until basically now. And I did see that you were talking to several girls who are younger than 15 on Snapchat. In the state of New Mexico, you have to be 16 to consent to having sex with somebody, and you have to be within a 4-year gap if that person is younger to consent to either be engaged in sexual communication or consensual sex. I'm trying to get at a little bit.
Do you guys have a
earlier.
tissue?
It's a Subway one. Is that okay?
That's fine.
That's what Justin was trying to talk about a little bit earlier with like, well, you know, the better way to handle that situation would be to
I shouldn't even have gone. Yeah, no,
To
you're
let
right.
us
To
know.
let you know.
Hey,
Sure.
like I've been chatting, and there's ways to do it anonymously too. And we can talk about all that, but I know we need to see if did they get his contact and stuff.
I'm sorry for this. You guys talking. You guys have other things to do.
No. It's you know, like sometimes we need somebody to come
You're
in
right,
and tell us,
and you're
like,
right.
Hey,
I made a
you
mistake.
fucked up.
You made a mistake.
You fucked. Now all you gotta do now is you own it and you move on with life. And
Yeah.
you keep doing what you're doing. Don't let this affect you. And you just, well, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to change some of your behaviors and some of the patterns that I've seen with your Snapchat. But
Oh yeah, that's gone.
I would
I-
recommend, based on the stuff that I did see with their, like, just quit adding people you don't know.
Sure.
Because you don't know how
You don't.
old they truly are,
Sure.
right?
You could lie on there
And-
too. You're right.
And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Are some girls on there way super young, but they act super promiscuous? Oh yeah. But you know, they're probably coming from a place where they've been abused, and they are acting like that because they don't know how to act.
The complaint revealed David still photos from the girl, kissed and hugged her, and engaged in conversations. Under New Mexico law, these actions are classified as a 4th-degree felony for sexual communication with a child.
I'm not like one of those guys you pull out and they got all kinds of stuff in there. So are we?
Is your car-
Are we going in this?
Yes.
You mind if I call my super?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
I have a question for you, sir. Do you think I will ever have to see that? I understand that. I don't know if that's her father, if that's her uncle, or whoever it was. But could you just be honest with me and do I ever have to see that guy again?
I'm trying to think.
court proceedings can go.
Right?
So like he could be there, but he can't hurt me, right?
Well, I mean, it would be in a court setting, right? So it has security, it has a judge.
Okay.
If he did anything like that, that would not be very smart on his part.
Sure.
So
Because I'm legit scared of that guy. Like I would freeze.
I can't make you any promises.
Sure.
You've never seen.
Well, like I mean, in where there's like guards and stuff. Okay.
So like you'll probably I don't know if you have a private attorney.
Is this airplane?
I don't. I mean, we can. I know you could get one, correct?
Well, you can get one free of charge.
So where is it that we're going? Is it what jail is? Is it a jail or is it a prison? I don't know the difference.
So right now we're going to go to the prisoner transport center.
Okay.
Basically, the jail is out there in the mesa, like hella far. So where we're taking you right now is basically just a holding spot until they get enough people to take a bus to the jail.
Oh, okay.
So the jail is out by, do you know where the Sandia Speedway is?
Oh yeah, way over there.
Yeah.
Way over
So that's where the jail is. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, you'll probably be out like pretty soon because, like you said, you have a pretty squeaky clean record.
Well, that's just the thing, and I want you to, and I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I'm glad this had happened. Like I'm not glad I'm getting arrested, but this is an eye opener. I think it had to have happened. You know what I mean?
David ended up in jail for his perversions. Detectives uncovered his guilt in enticing multiple girls under 14 and having Snapchat chats. His attempts to play the good guy were just a pathetic cover for his crimes.
Like I'm a guy. Like I'm glad I want to be taught, and I want. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Like.
After 142, we've got 279 route east from east.
Like it just shows like there's consequences to your actions. You know what I mean?
10.
So that's I'm very grateful.
And in this situation,
I'm not saying no. I'm not trying to like get my way out of anything. I'm just saying like I'm a guy. Like I need to learn from my actions. I've always been raised like that with respect and morals. Like you need to know that there's a difference between right and wrong.
still you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and this is an opportunity to turn it around for sure, guaranteed.
We're also part of the task force for child exploitation and human trafficking. So we do. I know you said earlier, like, oh, we have better things to do. Like this is what we investigate.
Sure. Well, I didn't mean it to be like a
Oh
jerk.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
Fine.
I know there's all kinds of other things, that's going on in this world.
So right now, the first thing we have to do is go file your paperwork, which shouldn't take but like maybe 5 minutes, and then we take you to the jail.
Sure.
And then that's as far as our part goes.
And then what happens next? You guys don't really deal with what happens in there, huh? You guys just do this part? Oh, okay.
But you'll get transported to the jail, get checked in at jail. You'll probably see a judge tomorrow.
Do you know how long it takes? Do you
For
know
which part?
to get out?
That's not good. That number that you have, that card that you said you have at home, they should have their contact information on
Because
there.
I had called him and I said, well, do you guys need his address or anything? And they're like, no, we'll find him. But he could have made up a name. That's what I'm saying. They weren't being too cooperative with me when I was giving them this information.
Potentially, sometimes we don't disclose everything that we know.
After doing airport
So if they were investigating him for a crime, he would have to produce some type of ID. And then if he doesn't, then he can get charged with that. So
Is he going to be here at all right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
I get worried around him, especially pulling out a gun. I've never got pulled out a gun.
No, haven't talked to him in a very long time. If it's even the same person.
David, do you know the address right there at that school?
I don't. But if you look up on Google Maps, it's Jefferson, T-Mobile Jefferson Commons is what it's called.
So we're gonna come right here in just a minute, but I have to go across the street real quick to do your paperwork.
Do you think I'll ever be able to go back to T-Mobile?
Yeah.
That'd be up to T-Mobile, man.
But I mean, Like in a reasonable time frame, do you think? Or you just don't know?
I don't want to make any promises, dude, but like again, based on your
Record?
previous record, you're
It could be.
a first time offender.
Yeah,
I think it's likely. But again, don't take no.
sure. Yes, sir.
Acting morally high and pretending to be kind didn't save David. After committing such crimes, facing the law was inevitable. Those so-called values should have guided his actions before or during his heinous activities. David Antonio Rios was released with a GPS ankle monitor and restricted internet access pending trial, following a pre-trial detention hearing. He was later convicted of and related sentences, leading to a sentence that could include potential imprisonment, fines, and registration as a with the specific punishment determined by the severity of the charges and judicial discretion. Shouldn't parents be keeping a tight grip on their kids' devices to prevent these kinds of sick crimes in the first place? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like the video, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one we have in store for you. Thanks for watching.